basically when you're going over either your capacity of the brain to organize the information around yourself or the capacity of the body, right? So there's psychological stress that we don't know how to handle information, how to handle different things. And it's important to build the capacity and to not get into overwhelm, which is why standing meditation is great, because you get to rest and the brain comes up with a smart idea, right? Have you had those moments where you didn't think about something and all of a sudden it's like, bing, right? That is when the brain was at rest and all of a sudden it found the right solution. And then there's body stress. And the body stress comes, like we noticed, when you can't relax a part of yourself, right? And that's why standing meditation is so great, because it's actually a form of martial arts that teaches us how to use our body in a more efficient way. Now, speaking of stress, I like to call it our friend, because for me stress is a signal. It's just a signal that tells me, oh, I need to pay attention to something. It's either my mind or my body, or perhaps this stress has nothing to do with me. Maybe it's because my cell phone is on and I'm sensitive to the electromagnetic field. Or maybe I passed by a freeway and it was so noisy and I didn't even realize. Right? So the other stress we have is actually a lot of environmental stress. In Silicon Valley especially, we're constantly driving, we're by the freeways, there's constant noise. If we were to have planes no flying, it would be so much more quiet and peaceful. So, but if you think about stress as a friend, then perhaps what's really important is to use our minds, which is why asking you at the beginning, you already put it in your mind, I'm stressed at the 7th level, we're going to reduce this. So, you know, your mind is really powerful. The intention of the mind is really powerful. I'm going to reduce it to 3, and then I'm going to ask, oh, how can I be less stressed? And in my life, I have asked so many times the wrong question. I was diagnosed with a mass a few years back, and I asked my doctor, how come the body of a young woman who's healthy and happy and has friends and a fantastic job makes something like that? Because I used to teach developmental biology, and that was not in the developmental plan. It was not what I was teaching, right? So I asked him, how come my body made something like that? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I exercise 5 times a day, you know, I'm the happiest person, and all of a sudden my body makes this. And he goes, well, that's the $1 million question. The first question I should have asked is, how can I get out of this? Right? But I didn't, I was curious. But that question put me on this track of learning about developmental trauma, about childhood, about events, about how we inherit generationally stress. We can inherit it from generations, but I can tell you that it can all be solved. It's signaling something that it tells us to slow down, that we need to grow a new capacity, or to find a new friend, or whatever it is that is telling us, we can talk to that part of us that feels stressed. So
I want to point a few things first. Okay, if we look at the kids, we have a lot of kids patients. Okay, they come in younger, like 2 weeks old, like from all ages patients I have. When those young kids, let's say under 10 years old, when they come in, you can just tell by their face they're sick or not. Okay, if they're happy, you know that's easy to treat. If they're already not happy, then you know it actually takes much longer time. Okay, because kids, they don't think that much, so their stress directly shows related with their physical condition. If their physical condition is good or not too bad, even they have coming with a high fever, 102, 3, 4, if they can still be happy, I can pretty much say, okay, your fever will be gone within a day or 2. But if they come in with care carried by the parents, you know, if you try to talk to something funny, they just don't even responding. Okay, even they everything looks fine, it takes much longer time to get them better. You know that because their health has been off balancing for a long time already. You know, because if we trace back, for example, we have some kids coming with severe skin problem, whole body is none of the 1 inch skin is normal. It started when the things that were like 2 weeks old. Okay, so they come in at the age of 8 or 10, but they've been sick for 10 years already, right? So first of all, in order to make your, so that's why I believe the Dao thing on this part is right, because if you want to make your brain working light, you have to have a physical body condition support. Okay, your physical body condition have to be strong enough to keep your brain as function as good as possible. Then when your brain feels if your brain feels better, working better, you're easy to be light up. So you definitely can handle the stress much easier. Okay, so that's one thing. So second thing, you need to check your body structure. Just like Dr. Oana said earlier, since you were born, your structure probably get damaged already. So you need to check them to fix them. Okay, I see a lot, every time when I see kids patients, I check their structures. Okay, if their structure has issue, then you have to fix that. Okay, otherwise when they get into puberty, a lot of things get worse. Okay, I said I have a lot of patients come with this, really bad scoliosis. Okay, it has to be fixed by the operation. Okay, if you use that's your central nervous system and that part get damaged, you expect their whole life will be good? No, it will not. Okay, so that's why so everything took back the stress still need to fund, in order to get rid of the stress, you still need to fund back the balance first. Okay, start from the body balancing, gradually into the nerve system balancing, then get into your body, nerve system, and the environment balancing, step by step. Okay, one more thing I want to point out is sensation. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you know what's called illness? What is illness? Have you ever think about that? Have any of you ever experienced you feel uncomfortable, but after you get a lab test, all the result is normal, right? I think most people have this kind of sensation, has this kind of experience, right? But you do feel uncomfortable, right? So that's why in Chinese medicine we have a definition of the illness as, and the person, any part of your body has yin and yang imbalance, you're sick. Okay, so that means any part a little bit changing happen to your body. If it's imbalanced already, that means you're sick already. Okay, so that's how critical the Chinese medicine require the health is. Okay, so that's why the goal also is balance your yin and yang. Okay, inside, outside, no, all around. Okay, so based on that, that's how much you need to pay attention to your body. And for my own definition about general healthy feeling is, if you can have if your sensation can be as sharp as a kid, and your body is as strong as a dog, you can handle it, handle all the changes, you pretty much are healthy. But most people, the sensation part, because we never get trained, we're getting down and down. Okay, so that's why you see a lot of people, whenever they get illness found out, it's a big thing, cancer 4th stage, right? Something really growing inside, but they don't even know it because they lost the sensation. And for most patients I have with the treatment, the sensation always come back to first. So for example, I had a patient, she's a VP in a winery somewhere in Napa. Okay, so her job is every day just take the customer to drink, to try all kind of wines. So for what she told me is every day 10 bottles of wine per day, easy for her. Okay, she said, I'm fine. 10 bottles is easy for me, I can handle no problem. After 2 months treatment, she said, what do you do to me? I only took 2 cups, I was on the ground. I said, congratulations, your sensation comes back. And she said, I'm sorry I cannot see you anymore, I'm gonna lose my job. She said, I know it's good for me, but I have to survive. Right, so that's her choice. Yeah, but I think most people will choose another route, right? So that's why get your sensation back. So standing meditation, lock your mind in your body, you got your sensation back. You feel sharper. Like if your environment, when you can feel the difference, you can protect yourself. Okay? So that's why this is so talking about stress, you have to acknowledge the stress first. If you're sharp enough, you avoid it, or you can just kill it at the beginning. Everything becomes easier.